What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is July 14th, 2025. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Ours wasn't too bad. Just hung out, hung out with family, stuff like that. So it's always fun when you get to see family. My hair's still wet. But, you know, uh, I did a lot of thinking, a lot of talking. Talking to my little brother, we talked about some of the goofy stuff that we did, as we were growing older, when we were little people, and we, I was like, it's a surprise that we didn't get beat up, worse than we did, I guess, or bad things didn't happen. You could say we were lucky. There's a few times we went to school at Heart of the Earth. There's this little Native American survival school. I talk about it a few times, but it was right in Dinkytown, and this is also on the campus of the U of M. And we walk down to the Town convenience store. We get like $1 so we can get a bunch of Laffy Taffies, and we just eat Laffy Taffies because they were 7 cents a piece at the time. And and they got little cheesy jokes on there and stuff. I was probably 6th grade, my little brother 4th grade, and some guy, he tries to cash a fake check over there, and the lady's like, "You gotta get out of the store," pulls out a hammer, and she was gonna bash this guy, and he tried to come forward, but then she, lightly swung. I'm sure if she wanted to, she probably tried to, but it still was like a dangerous situation. We just sat there like, whoa, what the hell's going on, This lady's gonna have to hit this guy, or if he starts attacking her, what do? We got to help her out, and things like that, But the good thing the guy didn't charge, or we didn't have to try to intervene. Who knows? He could have had a knife for all we know. But thank God he didn't, and or any of that. I don't know if it was actually his check or if it was a fake check. I believe he left after a while, so he ended up leaving. She kept the check, and he left because the cops were coming. So it wasn't his check, I suppose. And it was like, holy crap! She's like, "You guys seen that, right?" Like, yeah. If we have to freaking say something, we will. But cops just came in, talked to her, and that was it. And we just got our Laffy Taffies and went back to the school. It was right down the street. To the Heart of the Earth, it was an old mansion. Used to be a church, haunted church. Like I said, I wish that thing would have stayed open. It was like a historical building. It was built in the 1800s originally, and now they tore it down and just built condos on it. So that kind of sucks. I mean, something like that you would think would have a lot of historical value. I remember we went through some of the files that were in the mansion that was in there, and they had like some of the old records of what that property used to be and stuff. That I wish I would have kept that, because we dug through it because my dad, they paid him to clean up the old mansion and stuff. They wanted to use it for, I can't remember, it was a long time ago, but yeah, it was pretty cool. It was scary though. I always got bad vibes in there, even during the daylight. So is what it is, I suppose. And there's a bunch of other things. Almost burnt the school down. We were smoking like cigarettes and stuff like that in the back of the school, and decided to light a notebook on fire. It was like, luckily because it was right by the building, like right against the building, and luckily we stamped it out before it spread or anything like that. It was like, man, we did some really dumb stuff. I should say that. I wasn't the one that started the notebook on fire. It was a friend of mine. I won't say his name or anything like that, just in case he ever sees this. It thinks I'm snitching on him, but, dumb stuff like that. I sat there and watched it happen. It's just as bad as lighting the fire itself, right? And it didn't happen. We stomped it out, got it out. Luckily, we didn't catch on fire, some dumb stuff like that. So, but... I don't know, we would go to the park like late at night, and, when everybody went to sleep, when we were like visiting our grandpa, or, out with our cousins, and we just hey man, let's just go to the park right now. So I can midnight of 3 in the morning or something like that, because we were just every time we'd have a sleepover, it'd be like, who could stay up the longest or all night, whatever. And we'll just go to bed in the morning when everybody else is awake, which is a great idea, right? But not really. And friggin', we were getting this particular night. It was like 3 in the morning, and some other people were like walking their dogs, and they just start like threatening us and stuff. It's like we were like little kids. Like I said, the oldest one was myself and my our older cousin, and it was my little brother and his little brother, our other cousin, the younger cousin, and we're about the same age. My cousin is like a year older than me, and my brother and his brother, our other younger cousin, is the same age, and so he was a year older than me. I was probably fourth grade, fifth grade, maybe. So they were like second graders, So we weren't going to do much to some adult with, especially with a dog. Like a dog attacks one of us, we're getting messed up, and we were just like talking crap back, just like dumb kids. And we're like, as I got older, it's like, man, we were so dumb. What if that guy like decided to just beat the crap out of us or something? Like, hopefully he didn't know how to fight or something, but we'd have to like, swing for the nuggets or whatever, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure the guy would still be able to overpower 4 little kids, right? I'd imagine. But luckily, like this individual wasn't somebody that was going to, at least that day, try to attack some kids. I mean, he was talking crap to us, so what else you do? I guess we were pretty loud, and they lived by the school. So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to me now. But then I was like, dude, what's this dude's problem? So he just probably had enough. Like, damn kids out there. And yeah, I don't know. We did a lot of goofy things that, not necessarily regret, but it helped make us who we are today, and taught us some types of lessons along the way, Luckily, a lot of them didn't involve being harmed as bad as we thought, or they could have been, or somebody could have pulled out a weapon, or, stuff like that, random things that can happen and does happen to a lot of people, So sometimes you just got to count your blessings when certain situations happen, when they go down. So, but you also don't want to dwell on those and laugh about them later. But sometimes you're like, hey man, those were really close calls, and I don't know. You can't change the past. So as you get older, and you continue to get older, and you do dumb things, or you do things that are a little bit more intelligent because you've been down that path before, or you had to make a similar choice, hopefully you choose to do a little bit better, I guess. And yeah, I think I want to go down. I want to go down and see how my grandpa's house looked. That'd be pretty fun. Go down there and check out around there. It'd be pretty cool. Should have did it when we went to Faribault, but it was limited weekend, and it is what it is. Didn't plan for it, so yeah. But anyways, I hope everybody has a great one. Hope you have a great week. Make some good choices. If not, I hope you learn from them, and make great memories with people that you love, whether they're your cousins or your family, your brothers, sisters, whatever. Just make those memories. Have a good one. Peace.